going to zoom out so everybody can see what's going on here. All right, we're going to get started here. I'm at least going to get the box opened up and cracked for everybody and sort of get things organized while folks are trickling in. So give me a second. I'm just going to, because I don't have enough room, I'm going to move this back here. We're going to crack it behind. Trying to decide the best way to do this. I think I'm going to sit them this way. Like that. I just realized those are probably blinding you guys over there in the. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. All right. So there's our full case. And here is our list. For tonight. All spots are accounted for. I don't think I'm missing a payment from anybody, which was fantastic, so thank you for that. I should point out the Ryan Blaney spot is a house spot. I left him available for a while and finally was like, you know what, I'm just going to grab a spot and play myself too, and so that's the one I snagged. So I'll be playing with Ryan Blaney. Not playing with... That didn't sound right. Definitely not doing that. You guys know what I mean. Participating in the break with Ryan Blaney. Definitely no playing with Ryan Blaney. That is not how I roll. Sorry. If it is how you roll, that's fine. Just not for me. All right, then let me get all set up for our duck race. Just waiting on the tablet to cooperate.
Hello.
While I'm doing that, I can get some stands ready for us. Red, white, and blue. Even though I don't have white, we have silver, so close enough. bring that in. I've got you guys zoomed way out, don't I? Man. We'll zoom in a little bit, give you a little better picture. Here's our duck race lineup, 1 through 24. The only spots I'm missing a payment from on that is Mike Arumhalt and Chris Bonnet. So Mike and Chris are the only two I'm missing payments for on the duck race, and then these are the groups that we're looking for, first and second. So let me zoom in just a little. Like I said, I got you guys pretty wide out there. Get you in a little tighter on what's going on. All right, so we need 24 spots, like so. And we'll shuffle them one time. And good luck. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. We're going to go eventually. We're going to do it. I promise. What's up, Eric? You do you. Oh, gosh. Anyhow, look at 14 making a move. And might have 15 in tow. Duck 14, yeah. 14 is Cody. And 15 in second place is Andrew Haywood. 14 and 15, Cody and Andrew. So congrats, Cody and Andrew, on your groups. You got some extra drivers. Also, thanks to everybody who helped fill this. I know we kind of made a pretty strong push there to get it filled, but I wanted to get this broke tonight because my intention is that when we're done, I'm going to get sorting right away, and I want to get all these shipped to you guys tomorrow. That's my plan. And I really see no reason why I won't be able to get that plan executed. So that was kind of the reason for trying to get everything moved and pushed and done tonight. So definitely appreciate the support through the break and the filler. Let me grab a quick drink of Diet Dr. Pepper and we're ready to roll. All right. First box out of the gate. Man, those packs were in there really wonky. Yeah. Trying to get him to stand will be a challenge. All right. All right. Tricolor Spencer Boyd. Again, anything not short printed, I'm going to sleeve and top load that stuff when we're done, just to keep things moving for you guys. Trackside Action Signatures Haley Deegan. I'll kind of work it like I did the Donruss case break. Haley Deegan is going to go to Robert James Taylor. Nice hit, Robert. How did you guys feel about the race today? Silver Daniel Hemrick. Skills BK and Dale Jr. I watched, I don't know. I watched basically the last stage. You guys know me. Racing, road course racing is just not my jam. So that's about my attention span. Silver, Jimmy Johnson. Chase Elliott skills. That's a good way to start, isn't it, Robert? I did like that Briscoe was putting some pressure on, though. White, Chris Busher, 90 out of 99. Bell surprised the crap out of me with the wrist. Yeah, Bell was a trooper. I'm sure that's extremely... It's probably not as painful now because he's had a couple weeks to heal. So I'm guessing that the pain level is probably not bad. It's probably just discomfort in the car more than anything. Carolina Blue, Alex Bowman. 112 of 199. Bowman goes to JR. Busher went to David Brinkman, by the way. I don't think I said David's name out loud. Noah Gragson and Fuego. Silver Bubba. And we got a red tandem draft, William Sawalich, Brent Cruz. Sawalich is Lewis Schock. Brent Cruz is Sea Salt. So that'll go in the random pile. Into the pile of left and rights for the end. Lime green, Ross Chastain, 36 out of 75. Goes to Dakota. Cling to fame, Rusty. Landon Huffman, red. 61 out of 125 going to Andrew Haywood. And then we got 86 out of 99, red Sparks, Alex Bowman. Going to JR. Alfredo. I made a post on X as soon as the race ended. It said, thank goodness we're done with road course races for the year. And then I had to look at the schedule to double check myself to make sure we're done, but we're done. Ryan Ellis. Tricolor. Kyle Larson and Cliff Daniels. Silver, Jesse Love, and Ty Dillon with the autograph. I haven't had a chance to look at the bracket, the in-season bracket yet, to see how that kind of unfolded. But I do know that, obviously, Reddick didn't advance from the number 1 position. Got a NASCAR parallel, Tony Breidinger. Nothing wrong with that. Tony B going to Cody Sharp. Claim to fame, Larson. Connor Mozak, blue, 87 out of 175. Will go to Thomas Jones Jr. Skills, William Byron. And Christian Eckes. Finish off box 1. I wonder how many people had had Reddick getting beat in the first round. I actually did on mine. I do know that. Because I had one of those moments where I thought, Bowman can run pretty decent on road courses. And Reddick's been struggling the last several weeks with different things. So, I'll put these packs up here out of the way. I think you guys can see them up there. Yeah. At least most of them you can see. Red, Landon Huffman, 72 out of 125. Goes to Andrew Haywood. Claim to fame, Carl Edwards. Silver, Parker Retzlaff. BK Skills. Tyler Ankrum in the back. Tricolor, Sally Mott. And 21 out of 35. Blue, patch autograph, Corey Heim. That's going to go to Robert Rich. Corey Heim. Put him back there. Carolina Blue, Noah. 161 out of 199. Goes to Storm Ghost. Silver, Jesse Love. And that's going to be a short print tie-dye, Jimmy Johnson. Going to JR. 21 of 25. Oh, all right. Purple, Austin Dillon. 42 out of 85. That'll go to Michael Clay. And Fuego, Joey Logano.
I'm not invisible.
We got a white Hurricane, Carson Hocevar. 56 of 99. Hocevar goes to Troy. Just while everybody's watching, I will get a schedule posted in the morning for this week. But we won't have a break tomorrow. We'll take Monday off as kind of usual until we get to the fall when we fire back up our Monday Night Football breaks. Monday is usually an off day for us. C. Bell, Carolina Blue. I started sleeving and top loading it out of 199. That's why I can't talk and it's like I can't talk and chew gum at the same time. Selective swatches, Eric Jones goes to Anthony Hawley. But anyway, no break tomorrow. Schedule will be posted tomorrow morning, though. And we will have something on Tuesday to get the week started. I'm not sure what. Maybe some kind of mixer, small mixer. We'll see what we got. Silver Ty Gibbs. And Fuego Jr.
Do you not know the definition about words? You want to pick them up.
Tricolor Todd Gilliland. Claim to fame Matt Kenseth. Cody Ware, blue, out of 175 goes to Thomas. I thought he was actually gonna be a factor in deciding the outcome of the race there as lap traffic. Skills Allgaier. And Bubba. Silver Connor Mozak. And then 46 out of 49. Trackside Action Signatures, purple. Nick Sanchez is going to go to Tim Mays. There you go, Tim. We'll swap Nick out with Ty Dillon. And that gets us 2 boxes deep already. Number 3. Empty box. He shoots, he scores. Oh, for crying out loud, I don't know what the dogs are barking about, but they're barking. Carolina Blue, Tyler Ankrum, out of 199. Going to Thomas. We got the purple Richard Petty, 34/85. Going to Michael Pierce. Skills Allgaier. Keep passing out. Well, stop doing that, Bill. Get yourself feeling better. You knock that stuff off. Silver SVG. Andres Perez. In all seriousness, though, Bill, feel better. We definitely want you getting healthy. Listen to your people. Andres Perez was a filler hit and goes to Cody Sharp. Had to move my note. Long story short, today at a show, my 3-year-old touched a case with a bat in it. The guy yelled at her, scaring her. Mark Martin. I'm not Was this at a shop or a card show, Scott? Or I guess what setting were you in? Where were you at when this happened? Red Ty Gibbs, color match. That's 10 out of 125. Going to Storm Ghost. Logano and Logano. card show at the local mall. So she touched a case that had a bat in it. She didn't actually touch the bat. She just touched the case. I guess if you're that paranoid about a $750 bat, maybe don't have it where people can touch it, is probably my thought. Blue Chris Buescher, 9 out of 175. Going to David Brinkman. I don't think next to the guy, and I was watching him open the pack he bought. Yeah, I don't think you did anything wrong. Austin Cindric, tie-dye selective swatches. Yeah, I don't think you did a thing wrong, and I don't think your child did anything wrong either, really. Like I said, if somebody has something like that out, they should have it out of reach if they don't want people touching it. They know kids are going to come to a card show. Cindric to 25 goes through the filler to Cody. That's my hot take on it. First SSP is going to be Brent Cruz with the emerald green. Brent Cruz is going to go to Sea Salt. That is 2 out of 5. 2 of 5 to get us on the board with the mags tonight. Nice hit, Andrew. These greens are nice. You guys know green is very superstitious in racing. Whoever thought that was a good idea to put green as a parallel is probably not very familiar with racing, because it's a highly superstitious color. Rarely do you see green race cars. Matt Kenseth. Silver John Hunter. But yeah, to put a bow on that, Scott, I don't think you did anything wrong, and I don't think your child did anything wrong. I think the person needs to chill out. Meanwhile, Bobby Labonte want to tie. No kidding. Well, not everybody's superstitious, but green in general is a pretty superstitious color in racing. BK. Then we got a legendary signatures, Denny Hamlin. That's nice. That will go to Storm Ghost. 14 out of 99 for Denny. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you guys. You know how it is, though. There's always a bad egg out there. Unfortunately, we have to be the bigger people. Silver, Corey LaJoy. But yeah, I don't. For me, if I see a kid out in public doing something, unless the kid's going to hurt themselves, or unless the kid has the potential of hurting somebody else, if I have something to say, it's going to be to the parent, to the adult, not to the kid. Because I have no business talking to that kid. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my place. Red, Kyle Larson. 80 out of 125. Going to Christopher Couch. Chris did let me know that he received his 101 Kyle Larson safely. Just so everybody's aware. Even though he offered for me to keep it for a couple days. He's got it. I'm happy for him. Brayton Laster, silver. We got a Skills blue, Jimmy Johnson, 45 of 49. Jimmy goes to JR. Carolina Blue, Carson Quapple, 175 out of 199. Goes to Joe. Then we got the tandem draft with the Earnhardts and Taylor Gray to finish off that box.
What is the item underneath the bag?
Oh, yeah, it happens. It's happened to me for sure. It's just, you know, accidents are going to happen. It's just part of it. We're all human. Things happen, you know? Like, it's not the end of the world. But there was no way a 3-year-old was going to hurt a baseball bat. You know what I mean? Like, unless that bat is so fragile that if it had been dropped it was going to shatter, which I seriously doubt. There was no way a 3-year-old was going to hurt a baseball bat, in my eye. And even, like, thinking about me at the shows, my cards, most of my stuff's, you guys know how I do things. Most of my stuff's assembled in a way that even if somebody drops it, it's probably not going to hurt anything. 89 out of 199. Tyler Reddick going to Nate. She's pretty strong for being 3. That's funny. Taking a break, bud?
Yeah.
Silver, Justin Allgaier. William Sawalich, Brent Cruz. We'll add that to the pile. Probably whoever doesn't get the red will get that one. Would have given him the what for. I don't know. If I'm in public and you start yelling at my child and my child really hasn't done anything, I'm probably going to give you a little more than a what for. I'm not afraid to throw down. Silver, Daniel Suarez. Skills, Kyle Larson. Lane Riggs. My wife bought her first Pokemon pack at the show and hit nothing. I was like, welcome to collecting. Yep. There you go. Welcome to the hobby. Tricolor slamming Sammy Smith. And we got legendary signatures, Casey Kane. Going to Dale. Firecracker. No, I did not watch the Firecracker, Brian. Carolina Blue, William Byron. 19 out of 199. Fuego McDowell. I'll tell you guys a story about kids and the way the kids react to how you handle situations. So years ago, when I was in high school and then right out of high school when I was in college, I worked at a daycare. My mom was there. She was the assistant director. And one of our family friends was the program director. But I worked at a child care place for quite a few years. Blue, claim to fame, Jimmy Johnson, 21 of 49. Jimmy goes to JR. And anyway, this one particular summer I had, the group I had was 5th and 6th graders. And if you're not familiar with 5th and 6th graders, they can get quite rambunctious and, hard to keep them all on the same page all the time. So you got to really be on top of things. Well, Blue, BK, 68 of 175, going to Dan. So this particular day, it was time for the kids to start getting picked up. The one boy was there, or the one boy's dad was there to pick him up, and one of the girls in the class who had been teased by the boy earlier in the day, when it was time for him to leave, she took his backpack and was kind of playing keep away a little bit in the room with him. But, nothing crazy. Just how kids are. 4 out of 85, purple Kyle Busch. Going to Mike Lonsdale. And welcome to the group, Mike. I think this is his first break. Maybe first day in the group, too. Sparks Ty Majeski. Going to the filler and Andrew Haywood. So anyway, this girl's hiding this kid's backpack, playing keep away, and I'm monitoring the situation, and she's not gotten out of hand with it or anything. She's just teasing him a little bit, which he deserved from what he did to her earlier in the day. Well, as I'm watching this, the dad is getting pissed because the son hasn't come and proceeds to come in and grab the backpack from the girl. And he didn't really push her, but the way he grabbed the backpack sort of moved her back a few steps and really scared her, because it's a grown man and she's a 12-year-old girl. And so I stepped right across in front of him and grabbed a hold of his like the lapels of his shirt and walked him straight out the room, holding on to him. And we went straight to the door, and I said, "Don't you dare put a hand on any of my kids ever again." I said, "And you see that door? We're going straight out the door. You can go willingly, or I'm going to escort you out the door, but either way, you're going now." And so I really stood up for her, in that moment. And she, years later, she's still a family friend to this day, and it's been decades. And she looked up to me like a big brother because of that. So it was one of those things where, she noticed that I stepped in and wasn't going to let something happen, And so kids remember those things really, really well. So anyway, wanted to finish that, but we got John Paul Southern, gold rookie, 3 of 10. John Paul is going to go to Thomas Jones. Thomas Jones. Yep, exactly, Scott, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and it's crazy, like I said, still really close with this girl's family. We still, we'll go have dinner with her parents. She lives in Arizona now and is married, and she's a youth pastor out there in Arizona, and great girl. I was there when she was proposed to. I was the photographer for that moment, and really tight with that family. So, but I know she never forgot, So, anyway, nice hit, Thomas. Let's get you up here on the stand, sir, with some gold. Yeah, zero exactly. I will tell you what, I was at a show today, and there was quite a few people at the show that I was at today that did not have their stuff priced. And I have no problem literally walking right by. Like, a guy greeted me as I kind of walked up to his table. I looked down, noticed no prices. I said, and he said, "Hey, how's it going?" And I said, "Great, how are you?" And as he's finishing his response, I was walking away. Like, if you can't put prices on stuff at the show, I got no time for you, kind of thing. DW going to Glenn, 66 out of 125. That's just how I feel about it. If you're at a show and you're going to set up, you need to price your stuff somehow, some way. I shouldn't have to ask you how much something is. So, when I see that, I literally just keep walking, and I don't care what's there. Noah Gregson silver. And trackside action signatures, Ben Rhodes. Yep. Ben goes to Will Black. I just refuse. It's not asking a dealer to do that much work. Color coding. Yeah. Oh, for sure, Scott. Yeah. All my value box stuff. I think you guys have seen pictures of how I do it, but all my stuff that when I set up my value boxes are all color coded. But I have signs that I've made that are right there. And so everything value box is color coded. It's either $1, $2, or $3. And then there's, depending on the size of show I'm at or where I'm at, I might do the value box. I have one box that I'll do 3 for $1 out of. And those are kind of like base-ish cards. They're not, nothing crazy in there. NASCAR parallel, Jake Garcia going to Thomas. But it's really not difficult to price everything. I mean, it's not asking too much. So if you're a dealer or you're considering being a dealer at a show, make sure you price everything. That's what I tell everybody. The most important thing is price everything and price it fairly. Don't be pie in the sky. And make sure you have change. That's another thing that I run into all the time at shows. I always take a ton of change when I set up, and then I end up with other dealers coming over to me. Hey, can I buy some change from you? It's like, did you not think that you were going to need change? Empty box. My assumption, if you don't have prices, it's overpriced. Exactly. Why price stuff when you get what's your best price or I want to be at a certain... I don't run into that. I mean, we do run into it, Brian, but when people give me the what's your best price, I give them what's your best offer. And that usually lets them know right off the bat I'm not going to negotiate with myself. 65 of 125, Luke Fenhouse. Red goes to Thomas. Five of 25, Sparks. Tie-dye, that's nice looking. Taylor Gray going to Brad. Best price is the price on the card. That's right. That's right. Some friends of ours that deal around here, they used to talk about how people always walk up to a table and they say, what's your lowest on this, or that. And so they actually had t-shirts made up that says, what's your highest? And when people would walk up and say, what's your lowest? They would point at their shirt saying, well, what's your highest? Silver, Alex Bowman. Skills, Corey Heim and Austin Hill. I would say, so my advice to everybody, if you go to a card show, here's my advice. If you're a buyer going to a show is, don't assume that a dealer owes you anything, right? Like those cards belong to that dealer. So if you start out with the dealer saying, well, this card is comped at this and this and this, and here's why you should sell it to me at this price, and it's going to kind of get you off on the wrong foot. But if you start off with, hey, would you take an offer on that? Hey, if I bought multiple cards from you, would you consider a bundle discount or a bundle deal or something? Then you're kind of letting the dealer say yes or no, and It doesn't feel so much like as the buyer you feel like you're owed something, you know. 16 of 199, Michael McDowell, blue. Going to Jason. But I will tell you, that's my best advice is just be nice. Most every dealer is willing to give a deal. I price everything, and I'll give you guys full transparency on how I handle my shows. If you ever come to a show, a couple of you guys that are local have seen me at shows and dealt with me, so you know. Josh Williams, red, 35 of 125, but I price my stuff at shows at 100% of whatever I think the comp is. So if I think the true market value of a card is $40, then I price it at $40. And I am fully expecting to sell it for less than $40. Now, am I going to sell it for $20? Absolutely not. Am I going to just sell it for $30? Probably not. But if you buy 6 other cards at that same price point, I might. You know? I'm definitely going to give you a better deal the more cards you bundle together. That's for sure. So, Anthony Alfredo, NASCAR parallel. Going to Thomas. Just like a guy today that I bought off of. The guy had his stuff priced pretty high. So I grabbed some singles from him because he had a sign and he made sure he told me, hey, everything at my table's half price. Whatever the sticker is, you're going to pay half price today. And I'm like, okay, well, like a couple of the cards that I grabbed from him that were like $6 and $8, I really felt like they were $3 and $4 cards to begin with. So I was kind of paying fair price, you know, fair market price. But he did tell me, oh, that's 1 out of 175 on the Landon Huffman. First print going to Andrew Haywood. But the guy did tell me, hey, the more you buy from me, the better deal I'll give you. Like, I'll give you better than 50% the more you buy. And so I did. I got, like, I don't know, 8 or 10 cards from him. And I think we priced it out. It was going to be like $80, and he charged me $35. Which, knowing that the market value of them was probably $40 to $45, I was quite fine with that. You know, I felt like that was fair. But it's all in the approach. I would say don't be afraid to ask for a deal, especially if you're buying more than one card. But most dealers aren't going to lose a sale over, you know, a couple bucks or whatever. Tricolor Daniel Hemrick. Now, if you come up and buy a, you know, grab a dollar card and try to negotiate on it, then that's probably where you're going to lose me. 5 of 25, tie-dye, Corey Day auto. Corey Day going to William Steele. Suddenly he's got 10 cards out of a binder. Yeah. My friend Kevin that I went to the show with today, he was telling me, because he took his son, who's, I think, 8, he took him to his first show yesterday, and he said he was walking up to the Pokemon tables and pointing and saying, hey, I want that one. And Kevin said, hey, yeah, it was like $700. He's like, buddy, we're going to have to pick a different one. Like, Orange Cole Custer. 1 out of 49. Man, we've been seeing a lot of serial number 1s. Cole Custer going to Cody Sharp. Sleeved and top-loaded that one out of habit. I'm good for messing up about once a night. Maybe twice. Silver Alfredo. We got a red Skills Chase Elliott, 87 out of 99. Chase belongs to Eric Parker. How about a $15 one? Exactly. Exactly. Silver BK. And then we're going to go trackside action signatures 35 and 99. Blue, Spencer Boyd. Going to Thomas. All right, empty box. Had a guy walk up to my table and said, I want to be at 80%. And I said, I want to be 21 and thin again. Yeah, for sure, Brian. Yeah, most dealers, especially at the smaller shows, but most dealers are more than willing to not only look out for you as the buyer and point you in the right direction, but are willing to network together and help each other. Silver Joey Logano. I know a couple of the smaller shows that I like to do pretty regularly. We've got a pretty good group of the same dealers, and we all know kind of some of the things that others collect. Like I know one of the guys is a Reds collector. One of the guys is a Raiders collector. One of the guys is a Yankees fan. Tricolor William Byron. Purple Joey Logano autograph. They know me as the NASCAR and wrestling guy, you know. Let's see, like my buddy Kevin, you know, he collects a little bit wider range, but you know, he's a Otani and Skeens, and he collects Guardians. So Joey Logano goes to Casey Parker. Casey Parker with the Joey Logano autograph. Let's put this on the stand for Casey. Right there. Yeah. There's a couple of, I think I've told you guys this story before, but there's a couple of young girls that come to my table at all the shows that I do locally. Like, they come to all the shows with their dad. And these are, I don't know if they're twins, but my gosh, they could pass for twins. Red, Justin Allgaier, 52 out of 125, going to Storm Ghost. But anyway, these two young girls are probably 13 and 14 or 14 and 15. They're early teenagers. And they're wrestling fans, and they always come to me, and they'll dig through my value box of wrestling stuff, and usually they'll buy $5 or $6 worth of cards, but every show they ask me the same question: do you have any Rhea Ripleys? Silver Parker Retzlaff. And so it's quite exciting when I do end up with a Rhea or two. And I try to make sure I have more than one, because there's two of the girls. So if I only have one Rhea and I'm going to a show, I try to hold it back and not put it out, because I don't want them to I don't want one to get one and not the other. But I mean, I've given them cards before. Like, I had done a couple custom Rheas and gave those to them, and I always try to give them a good deal. You know, you want the young kids coming back. That's the whole point. If they're excited, then the parents will be excited to come, and everything will work. 12 of 25, tie-dye short print, William Sawalich, Brent Cruz. So we're going to add that also to our random. Now we've got multiples of that card. So when we do the random for the Sawalich and Cruz, whoever wins the random will get the shortest print one, and then whoever doesn't win will get the other higher print. Harrison Burton, blue, 103 of 175, goes to Thomas. SVG and Spencer Boyd. I get to talking and telling stories, and the break slows way down. Purple Ty Gibbs. There we go, sleeve and stuff again. 11 at 85. It's like my hands just have to do that. Ty Gibbs goes to Storm Ghost. Tommy Joe Martin's selective swatches. Sheet metal. Tommy Joe going to Thomas. The person that will take dollar cards out to check the VAT. Yeah. I did have to kind of school up a young kid at the last show I set up at, because the kid walked up to my table and he saw something, silver Chase Briscoe, but he saw something that I had and he was like, hey, can you take out that, I don't know, let's say Caitlin Clark. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I pulled the Caitlin Clark out, and the way he phrased it was basically like, I want that, like, and I'm like, yeah, sure. So I pull it out, hand it to him. I figured he probably wants to take a quick peek at it. He then proceeds to sit it down and pull his phone out and start comping it. And so I said to him, I said, hey, let me give you some advice. Before you ask for the card to be taken out of the display case, work through what you're trying to figure out on your end first. Like if you're going to comp it, look it up on your phone or whatever you're doing, and then tell me how much, you want to try to pay for it or have that discussion. 21 of 25, Brent Cruz, going to Sea Salt. But don't ask for it to be taken out, act like you're ready to buy it, and then decide, I want to try to see if I'm getting a good deal or not. Like, and the dad was standing there, and the dad kind of like grinned, like, thanks for, telling him, and he even made the comment to me. He's like, yeah, I tried to explain that to him. Red Sam Mayer, 44 of 125. Going to Tim Mays, but the kid was cool. He was, he understood once I explained it to him, But this was an older kid, like a 14-year-old that you can talk directly to. And silver Bailey Curry, and another tie-dye Riley Herbst. Boy, we are riding the tie-dye wave. Riley Herbst going to Joe. 11 out of 25. I'm going to swap him for Corey Day for a bit, just to change things up. Dawson Sutton. More than 20%. Yeah. Sometimes, so the only thing I'll say about that, Scott, is sometimes, like, if I price, some of the stuff that I priced, that I have at shows, I might have priced 6 months ago. So, Zilich is out of 199, going to Storm Ghost. And a lot of times I won't take the time to go back and reprice it. Kevin and Keelan. Keelan is Michael Pierce. Kevin is Brian Parker, so we'll add that to our random pile as well. You know what I mean? So I might be off, like maybe somebody dropped in value or off-season hit. Like right now, football stuff's down a little bit because we're out of season. So white, Kyle Busch, 82 out of 99. Fuego Truex. When you comp a card, you add the shipping cost to your card. So if a card sells for $20 and $5 shipping, I don't. Well, at the shows, I'm not dealing with shipping, Brian. So no. I don't take shipping into account at all at a show when I'm comping stuff for a show or pricing stuff for a show. Oh yeah, I got you, Scott. Yeah, I got you. You know, when you look something up, if it's like if it's priced at 100 and the last few sales are 80, and like I said, if it's off season, then you kind of already know. Like you're like, yeah, I kind of expected that. You know, like that happened to my buddy Kevin today. He had a card he was trying to sell to a dealer. He had a Joe Burrow rookie SGC 10. It was just a base rookie, but still in an SGC 10. And my buddy Kevin had it priced at $25. And the dealer that he showed it to was like, I think that might be a little low. And I said the same thing. I said, yeah, I was thinking probably 40, 45, for a Burrow 10. I mean, I realize it's a base rookie, but still, it's a 10. And so he's like, well, let me look it up. So he looks it up. Sure enough, the last one sold for $12. And like he said, it's out of season. And the dealer even said to Kevin, my buddy, he's like, I think you should just hold that. If you're not in a hurry, you should just hold it till the season starts and you'll get much better. Those are the good dealers that you want. 138 to 175 blue going to Troy. Because there's definitely a difference between in season and out, depending on the sport. My favorite was, I saw a guy say there was one on eBay right now for $2 less. And the guy was like, then buy it on eBay. Exactly. Silver Ryan Ellis. I want to go to a show and see a Drake May that's not a downtown or other case hit. Is that all you're seeing? A Drake May is like high-end stuff? I see a lot of Drake May at shows. Got to get another gold inbound. Austin Hill. Austin Hill, 10 out of 10. That's going to go to Brad. Stopped wearing a jersey to shows. They would see it and start taxing. Oh, man. I like it when people wear, it's natural to have like a conversation starter. So if I see somebody wearing an Indianapolis Colts shirt or a Boston Red Sox hat or something, I'll be like, hey, you're a Sox fan or, whatever. Or, who's your favorite player from that team or whatever. I don't try to use it as an angle or a tool or anything. I just like it as a conversation thing. Joey Logano, you're going to go there. Austin Hill, you're going to go there. Connor Zilic, selective swatches. Travion Henderson, yeah, for sure. Zilic going to Storm Ghost. Silver Austin Cindric. Claim to fame, Frankie. Well, so far we've had no Color Blast, no 101, and no Zebra. And we're getting into the second half of this case. So that means we could have some exciting things, hopefully, in store for us. Hopefully. Let's knock on wood here. I'm not saying we're going to get all those. I'm just saying hopefully we see maybe one or two of those. That would be ideal. Tricolor SVG. And we got a redemption. It was about time for that. Redemption autograph material or autograph memorabilia, red, Kurt Busch. Going to Christopher Couch. Christopher Couch. First redemption. No, we've had a couple, but not very many. I think that might be like the third total. Ty Dillon, silver. We have had a couple already, though, but they are few and far between. Purple Eric Jones is 54 out of 85. Going to Anthony Hawley. And this should be pretty nice. 88 out of 99. Martin Truex Jr. Patch autograph. Martin Truex goes to Dakota. It's good to see Martin back in products with autographs. Yeah, definitely nice to not have a bunch of redemptions, that's for sure. We have not had many. That is definitely a situation. Excuse my ignorance, what's a redemption? So, Mike, a redemption is an autographed card that never made it into the pack. Basically, it's like an IOU for an autograph. So instead of them getting the card in the pack, they put a redemption, and there's a code that you scratch off. You have to enter that on the Panini website, and then they'll send you the card eventually, hopefully. We do have our Color Blast right here, right now. Right behind it, I've got a tie-dye, so we're going to go right to it. No messing around. Jeff Gordon. Oh, that's nice. Jeff Gordon, Color Blast. Going to Gavin. Persistence has paid off for Gavin. I don't think Gavin has missed a select break yet. That's nice. Congrats, Gavin. We will take that for sure. That does not suck. Yeah, and hopefully you get your card in 12 to 18 months. That's the idea. Jeff Gordon. Almost sat one out, he said. Well, I'll tell you what, good thing you didn't. I got a piece of select dust in here. I want to get out of that. Hang on. It's right on the inside of this, I think. Oh, it's still there. There we go. That was bothering me. The black color blast, absolutely. The black color blasts, to me, look way better than the white. I am a big fan of the black color blast. I think they look great. I don't know why they made them 130 point cards, though. They could have just made them a standard 35 point, and it would have been fine. But irregardless, congrats, Gavin. I'm glad that persistence paid off for you. That's a nice card. Cole Custer with the tie-dye, 22 of 25. Custer goes to Cody Sharp. Silver, Daniel Hemrick. Skills, Jeff Gordon. Tricolor, Riley Herbst. And then we got an Enfuego blue, Kyle Busch. 45 of 49. Going to Mike. Silver, Landon Huffman. And then we got Tandem Draft, SVG and Connor Zilic. SVG is Sarah. Zilic is Storm Ghost. So we'll add that also to the pile of randomness at the end. Empty box. Still weird not seeing Cobb. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. Spencer Boyd. Ryan Ellis. Red, Richard Petty. 37 out of 125 for the King. Goes to Michael Pierce. Logano and Sally Mott. I don't know if I already mentioned this or not, but I'm going to re-mention it if I didn't. But a week from tonight, we'll do our USA 250 break. It'll be a mixer. I'm not sure exactly what's going to be included in that yet, but I'll get that figured out here probably in the next 24 hours. Silver, Tony B. And, but it should be a fun... Mixers are always fun, no matter what's involved. As I made the post earlier this week, I do have the stickers that I made for that specific break. The only way to get one of those stickers is to participate in the break. I only had 100 stickers made, and so that's the only way they get one is to participate. You only have to grab a single spot to get a sticker if you want one. Let's see. I'm going to also try to do maybe a couple of special custom cards with kind of that theme in mind. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet, but we'll see what I come up with. Christopher Bell, Carolina Blue, 162 of 199. So we'll have some stuff to give away. And like I said, mixers are always fun. It won't be just select. Let's put it that way. It's not going to be select only. We'll have something else involved, which might make some folks happy. Sometimes we get burnt out pretty quick. 80 and 99, Bailey Curry, blue autograph. That's going to go to Thomas Jones Jr. Blue Cole Custer, 21 out of 175. And I was thinking about this today. It won't be long and we'll be talking about fantasy football. It's the end of June, and usually about the first week of August is when we start tuning up the band for fantasy football stuff. So be at least thinking about that if it's something that you're interested in. Carson Hocevar, red, 19 out of 125. Hocevar goes to Troy. Big plans for the 4th. Yeah, so we have here, Cody, in Columbus, we have what's called Red, White, and Boom. It's an annual fireworks thing. It's in Columbus. It's one of the bigger fireworks displays. Sparks Hemrick goes to Thomas. I'm not going to say that we're like the top, this or that or whatever, but it's one of the better shows with fireworks you're going to see. And this is coming from a guy, I've seen fireworks in Washington, D.C. on the 4th, which is probably the most patriotic place to see fireworks, if you want my 2 cents. But we're doing Red, White, and Boom. It's downtown Columbus. And we actually have a hotel room downtown that's like super close to where they shoot them off so that we can just kind of walk down the street, watch, and then go back to the hotel and have... It's supposed to be 95 degrees here basically all week this week. So, it gives us a place to park without dealing with the headache of parking downtown. But B, gives us a place to go sit and wait for all the people in traffic to chill out before we go home. We probably won't even spend the night there. Tandem draft, Kurt and Kyle Busch. Kurt is Christopher and Kyle is Mike. So we'll add that to the random pile as well. But yeah, that'll be pretty fun. We're gonna take our daughter up there. She's never been. $103. Yeah, it's gonna be toasty over here. Tricolor Chase and 22 out of 49. Legendary signatures. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Purple auto. Dale Jr. goes to Ben Beach. Very nice hit. Very nice. We'll start doing a little swap out again. High 90s. Shoo-wee. I can hear my entire family cackling upstairs. I'm not sure what's going on up there. Blue Geo, 42 out of 175. Going to Sea Salt. Silver Taylor Gray. Red Austin Hill Skills goes to Brad. 95 and 99. And '90s and 100. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be toasty. If you look at the weather forecast for Columbus, Ohio, man, I sleeved another one. Tyler Ankrum out of 85. It's so hard to change the way you... so hard to change your standard format. All right. Empty box. All right, 4 boxes left. We found the Color Blast. Let's see what other goodies we can find laying around in these. Tricolor Jeremy Clements. Legendary Signatures Matt Kenseth. Going to Andy Heisey. That is 80 out of 99. Zane Smith. See another Color Blast. I would be down with that. Blue, Kyle Busch. 4 out of 175. Going to Mike. Gio Ruggiero. Silver, William Sawalich. And Claim to Fame tie-dye, Brendan Queen. Butterbean Queen. Butterbean goes to Joe. 18 out of 25. Landon Huffman. Working on the 8-car rainbow. There you go. Purple Corey Day, 41 out of 85. There we go. I had put something in the wrong pile. I wanted to make sure I got it fixed. I fixed it. Red, Kyle Larson. 38 out of 125. Going to Christopher Couch. And then 29 of 49, Spencer Boyd. Selective swatches. Thomas Jones Jr. Silver, Tyler Ankrum. And Fuego C. Bell. So it'll be, oh yeah. Ryan Blaney, silver. Ty Gibbs and Todd Gilliland. Tricolor, Richard Petty. Claim to Fame, Connor Zilic. Chandler Smith, Carolina Blue. 23 out of 199. Chandler Smith goes to Brad. Skills Logano. This is a thick pack there. We must have, I was going to say, we must have a patch card and a filler in the same pack, is my guess. Silver Sam Mayer. Yep, and then it's going to be a patch auto. 64 out of 99. Cole Custer patch autograph going to Cody. Cody Sharp. And we got filler and Jeff Burton. NASCAR parallel, Josh Berry. And that's going to go to Ben Parker. Ben Parker with the Josh Berry. We got another Kurt and Kyle Busch. We'll add that also to the pile. Actually, I can remove those from the pile because we have two of those. We'll just give one to each person, so that's easy. That's an easy fix there. No reason to random them when we got two of the same card. Each person gets one. Simple. White Austin Cindric. 42 of 99. Cindric goes to Cody. It looked like at one point during the race today that Cindric and BK were having a bit of an exchange there. I'm not exactly sure what happened to start all that. I think they were trying to talk about it, but I'll tell you what. I hate to be a negative, but how brutal was the broadcast with TNT compared to Prime? And I was very against Prime. You guys know that. I did not like the idea of Prime taking over. But when you compare the two, it's like night and day. Watching it on TNT was brutal. The amount of commercials that I saw today, and like they cut back. I remember they came back from commercial and literally they were taking the green flag. I think all of the NASCAR fans as a whole, as a body of work, are hoping that Prime gets more coverage because Prime is definitely the best, and it's not even close in my opinion at this point. And like I said, I was against Prime in the beginning, so I can eat some humble pie. Silver Spencer Boyd, trackside. Tricolor Dawson Sutton. And we got another Mark Martin. I can't remember if the other Martin was purple. I want to say it was, but I can't remember. Going to Dave. Oh no, I'm thinking of Mark Martin from the personal break earlier. That's what I was thinking of. So first Mark Martin of the break, 3 of 49, going to Dave. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. We pulled one in the personal box for somebody earlier. I'm getting old, guys. White Justin Allgaier, 94/99. Jeff Gordon Skills, C. Bell. Yeah, I mean, TNT should be used to handling live events with basketball with the NBA, so I don't know what their excuse is, but Chandler Smith, silver. And we got another gold. Chris Buescher, gold skills. 7/10 for Chris Buescher. 7/10 for Chris Buescher. That's going to go to David Brinkman. Goodness. There we go. Buescher out of 10. I'm going to move Dale Jr. Bring Buescher in. Luke Fenhouse. Lime green, Christian Eckes. 73/75. Going to JR. And then we got an SVG and Zilich tandem draft. So that gives us 2 of those. So again, both parties will get one of those. No longer a need for a random for those 2 cards either. Sometimes those things have a way of working themselves out. Got a red Jeff Gordon, 103/125, going to Gavin. And then 48/99, red selective swatches Tommy Joe Martins goes to Thomas Jones Jr. Silver Chris Buescher. The match game, yeah, something like that, I guess. Tricolor Chris Buescher. Claim to fame Kurt Busch. I just got a feeling there's something else lurking in these last couple boxes. I don't know what. Call me crazy. I feel like there could be still something else pretty strong hanging out waiting on us. Blue Anthony Alfredo, 170/175. Goes to Thomas Jones with the Dude Wipes. Skills Jr. Match the color blast. Silver Brandon Jones. And purple Brittany Zamora. Going to Lewis. Zamora auto. 16/49. Belongs to Lewis. Nicely done. Austin Cindric. Oh. Here we go. Never mind the screaming upstairs. I don't know what's going on. Zebra. Zachary Tinkle. Zebra print. I have no words for that. Zachary Tinkle zebra print. Going to Thomas Jones Jr. Thomas Jones Jr. getting the Tinkle zebra. I'm at a loss for words there. Oh boy. That guy. Well, let's put him up here. Sarah said womp womp. What a letdown. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Red, Christopher Bell. 41 out of 125. Going to Mike. Claim to fame, Harvick. And that gets us down to 2 boxes left. That's like my E-step. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like, isn't it? That's exactly what it's like. It's like hitting an E-step autograph. Although I know there's some people that like him. I'm not trying to be too negative, but all right, empty box, 2 to go. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about these last 2 boxes now. That Tinkle really messed with my mojo. It really messed with my vibe here. Nice color match for Corey Day. Carolina Blue. 176 of 199. Corey Day goes to William Steele. And then we got Caden Honeycutt. 95 out of 99. Trackside Action Signatures. Honeycutt will go to Brad. But it's in my 4-year-old binder, not my... There you go, Mike. Exactly. Got a silver Luke Fenhouse. Chase Elliott Skills. Honeycutt. Red Select Denny. 58 out of 125. Denny goes to Storm Ghost. Carl Edwards claim to fame. Silver Jeremy Clements. BK Skills with Quapple. You know what? You know what Rocky always said? It ain't over till it's over. It's been a good break, though. No matter how we finish this out, it's been a good break. Tie-dye, Noah Gragson. We've had a bunch of tie-dyes. Noah goes to Storm Ghost. 25 out of 25. I don't know what made me think of it. But if you guys have never heard Bill Cosby's bit about Noah and the Ark, it's worth looking up and listening to because it's quite funny. 95 and 99, Jimmy Johnson. Selective swatches. Jimmy goes to JR. JJ. I don't love, so I don't know what race it was I was listening to that Jimmy was broadcasting, and I don't love Jimmy as a broadcaster. I don't know what it is. I don't dislike Jimmy Johnson. I just don't love him as a broadcaster. Silver David Reagan. I did think it's cool, though. I saw where Guy Fieri is now involved with Legacy Motor Club. That's pretty cool. That's a huge name in, just in the world. Tricolor Chris Buescher. Got another redemption. Second redemption of the night. Legendary Signatures Purple. Chad Knaus. Going to JR. Jason says he doesn't have that voice. Yeah. You're right. It's just one of those things that it's just, I don't know. Silver McDowell. What in the world do we have here? Oh, yeah, we got another one, boys and girls. I saw the gold, and I thought, I wonder if there could be another one. There is. We got another one. You guys ready? Color Blast number 2 inbound. Like a Band-Aid, we're just going to go right off. Denny Hamlin. This is the second Danny we've pulled. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is so nice. Denny Hamlin goes to Storm Ghost. Wow. Congrats, Storm Ghost. That's awesome. Little jealous, but still thrilled. Still thrilled for Storm Ghost. See, look at that. I had a feeling, and my feeling was not foiled by Tinkle. Was not foiled by Tinkle. Nice hit, Storm Ghost. That's nice. Tinkle, you got to go away, buddy. You've had your time. It's time to go. And then right behind him, hey, we got a house hit here. Ryan Blaney, gold. 6 out of 10. Everybody was saying they weren't hitting anything, and I was sitting here thinking, well, I haven't seen any Blaney either. I'm going to just put that in a sleeve. I might put that in my grade pile for someday down the road. So I'm not going to put that in a one-touch. I'm going to just sleeve it and set it off to the side. Blaney gold, though. I'll take that. Larson and Cliff Daniels. Silver Blaney. Now we got silver and gold. We're working on the precious metals here. Tricolor William Sawalich. And then we got Kurt and Kyle. This one we will put in the random pile because it's a serial numbered red. 81 and 99. So back on the docket for Kurt and Kyle. For Christopher and Mike with the red. And last pack for this box, we've got a silver Terry Labonte. All right. Would rather 2 color blasts or a color blast and a 101? Well, I'll tell you what. Unless the 101 is of... it would depend on who the 101 would be of, because the color blasts are pretty darn nice. And the color blast checklist is solid for who's in it, so I think if you gave me the option, I'd take the 2 color blasts if you want the truth about it. Now, if I'm pulling, 101s of Larson, Kyle Busch, Connor Zilich, Chase Elliott, Dale Jr., Danica, Butterbean, Corey Heim, people like that, then probably a different conversation. But a good question. I like it, Todd. It's a very kind of thought-provoking question. I like that. You could go either way with it. Jason says, Color Blast and 101 for me because anyone can hit the 101. That's true, because the Color Blast is only 20 drivers. So you're limiting who's going to hit that. That's a very good point. That's a good enough point that it almost makes me want to reconsider my answer. I guess it depends on if you're asking me as the breaker or if I'm, like, would I rather have that if it was just me? I guess... 2 different thoughts there. But Jason raised a very good point. Because I do like to see things spread around for sure. Tricolor Kurt Busch. And we're going to go 7 out of 99. Cousin Carl Edwards. Patch autograph. Carl goes to Jake. Not from State Farm. Jake from Rep It Racing Brakes. Richard. Green, Carson Quapple, 38 out of 75, goes to Joe. Reddick and Noah. Silver Dawson Sutton. BK Red Claim to Fame. Going to Dan. 54/99. Sleeved and top loaded that one. Oh, good grief. It's all right. They all get sleeved and top loaded eventually. I was just trying to do that as a way to make the break go a little faster for everybody because I knew we'd be here for a little bit. 35/125, red, Cole Custer. And as I've proven, I can definitely not walk and chew gum at the same time. I definitely can't tell a story and continue to break at the same time either. So, it just is what it is. 85/199, Carolina Blue, Richard Petty, going to Michael Pierce. I guess if you guys weren't okay with a little nonsense narration in between and all that, you wouldn't be here, you know? So, or you could listen on mute or like 2x speed or whatever works. Going to Lewis. I'm kind of thinking as we're going, I'm thinking about the break for Tuesday, what we'll do. I'm kind of thinking maybe we do something a little different Tuesday. Silver Austin Dillon. I'm not sure what that includes. Maybe an older product for Tuesday, you know, like some certified or Victory Lane or something like that. Something a little older. Just to change things up a little for Tuesday. Tricolor Hemrick. And then Thursday, probably Thursday we'll go back to a select break. And then Sunday we'll do our mixer. And that'll probably be that for the week, so to speak. Blue Tanner Gray, 139 of 175, goes to Thomas. We could do a lunch break on Friday too, I suppose. Those are kind of fun. So maybe I'll see what we can come up with for Friday too, for a small lunch break. Silver Dale Jr. And Trackside Action Signatures, Austin Dillon. AD3 with the auto at the very end. AD3 goes to Michael Clay. I should have told you guys, and I'll continue to talk about this if you're interested in hearing me talk about this. You can stick around for a second while I do the recap. But I should have told you guys about the Columbus Card Fest, because I don't think, since I went to that, I don't think we've really done anything. I don't think. Maybe I finished that break on Friday, so I might have talked about it on Friday, but I'll touch on it again real quick. If you didn't hear me talk about it, Columbus Card Fest was this weekend, and I would call that a national level card show. If you see that pop up on the schedule in the future, 21 of 49, Justin Haley goes to Thomas Jones. But if and when you see Columbus Card Fest pop up again, it's one that you should really probably consider traveling into Columbus for. If you are somebody that likes to go to big shows, because it was big. Like 620 tables, roughly. And, yeah, I mean, it was quite impressive. Just the amount of dealers, what was there, the way it was all set up, laid out, everything about it was just top notch. So now I'm sleeving and top loading everything. Brandon Jones out of 125 goes to Scott Dixon to kind of finish us off here in the last pack. But like I said, definitely keep your eye out on the schedule whenever they're going to do the next one. I suspect that might be an annual show. But my goodness, it was a really, really good show. So I highly recommend it if that's something that you're into. So, all right, let me hit you guys with a recap. And then we'll do a random for these left and right tandem drafts. So, again, I definitely appreciate everybody's support, everybody who participated in the break. I certainly know that not every driver hits in every break and all that kind of stuff. But I do still stand firm that I think this is a much better way to go than, like, if you collect a specific driver, like say you collect Sammy Smith, much easier to pay, $16 to get in a break. Or if you collect Connor Zilic, much easier to pay the $70 to get in a case break than to open box after box after box, hoping to hit your driver that you collect. I know sometimes that you walk away from a break and you're like, man, I really didn't get anything at all. And that's true. But when you look at the cost compared to, if you would have opened said 12 boxes, yeah, you would have ended up with cards, but were those the cards that you really wanted, So that's how I try to explain it to people. It's a give and take. So again, just like with Gavin, persistence is the key for sure. If you can stay persistent with your spots, it'll pay off eventually. So anyway, to recap, we had tie-dyes of Noah Gragson, Butterbean, Cole Custer, Brent Cruz, and Jimmy Johnson. Our NASCAR parallels, Tony B, Anthony Alfredo, Jake Garcia, and Josh Berry. So 4 of those, just like we've been talking about, 3 to 4 per case is normal. Relics, we had William Sawalich, Jimmy Johnson, Tommy Joe Martins, Spencer Boyd, Daniel Hemrick, Connor Zilic, Tommy Joe again, Taylor Gray, Ty Majeski, Austin Cindric, Eric Jones, Alex Bowman. I collect them all. Well, there you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Autographs. We had 2 redemptions. Chad Knaus with the purple and red Kurt Busch. And then we had Austin Dillon, Carl Edwards, Caden Honeycutt, Brittany Zamora, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Mark Martin, Cole Custer, Matt Kenseth, Bailey Curry, Riley Herbst, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, Corey Day, Spencer Boyd, Denny Hamlin, Ben Rhodes, Corey Heim, Casey Kane, Haley Deegan, Nick Sanchez, Andres Perez, and Ty Dillon. The one thing, as I was going through those autographs, I was thinking, in some previous products, Panini did a really poor job in the past of sometimes you'd open a case and you'd feel like you ended up with a bunch of duplicates. At least for this case, they really did a good job of spreading out those autographs. You know what I mean? Among the checklist. So kudos to them for that. And then our one touches, we had, 7 of them in mags. So zebra print, Zachary Tinkle. We had golds of Austin Hill, John Paul Southern. We had a emerald green Brent Cruz out of 5. We did have the gold Ryan Blaney that's chilling out over here to the side because I think I might actually grade it. Chris Buescher, gold. And then our pair of color blasts, really, really nice. Denny and Jeff Gordon. Can't beat that with a stick. So, really, really good stuff. And then we've got some randoms to do between the tandem drafts. We have a red Kurt and Kyle Busch, Keelan and Kevin, and then we've got William Sawalich and Brent Cruz to take care of. And that one, whoever wins, whether it's left or right, will get the tie-dye, and then the other person will get the red version of that. So we kind of have a couple different things there that we're going to knock out as far as the random is concerned. Let me get rid of these gloves. I think I can be done with those for now. I'll have to put some more on when I go to sleeve everything, but I'm going to go upstairs and grab a drink and use the bathroom and all those things before I have to do all that, so it's going to be a few minutes. And then I'll get right back on the job. So, just like we always do for these tandem drafts, it's just going to be a left and right random 5 times. And that's how we'll determine who gets them. So, left and right. It helps if you spell it correctly, though, doesn't it? All right, 5 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, it's going to go to team left. Left side. Left side. So the red tandem draft goes to Kurt. The other one goes to Kevin Harvick. And then the Sawalich tie-dye, Sawalich Cruz tie-dye will go to the left side, which is Lewis. And then right side will get the red, which is Brent, and that goes to Sea Salt. And that's how we determine all that. So, again, keep an eye out for the schedule in the morning. I will get a schedule posted with this week's stuff. Highlighted, obviously, by the USA 250 mixer on Sunday. So, I hope everybody has a great start to your week. It's almost Monday, about 60 seconds away from Monday here on the East Coast. But appreciate the support, everybody that participated in the break. And again, should have all this stuff shipped tomorrow. I see no reason why it won't be. So everybody have a great night, and we will see you all next time.